What's up? Can
What's
you can you
going on, man?
can you hear
I
me?
had to put a background. I didn't want everybody to see my mess in the house.
You're good. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yeah, I got
Good.
you.
I got you. What you got on the background there? Got your old picture of your trail cam?
That is a that is a bruiser that I had show up yesterday. That there was three of them. One, he's pretty good. So
Nice.
mm,
I also like that hat you got on there.
yeah, I know. I've been wearing it.
Nice. Well, I appreciate you
Yeah,
getting that and
yeah,
supporting us.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
so my wife's out of town. She's in Florida, and I completely forgot her going out of town, us having an interview scheduled. So I got my 10-year-old daughter sort of manning the house up downstairs. So
You
hopefully
will
we get,
probably see my two in a little bit. They will
yeah,
be in here at some point, I'm sure.
yeah. So hopefully I don't, I got these things blocking my ears. Hopefully it's not too chaotic down there, but she
Yeah.
does pretty good. I put them on a little movie. But man, I appreciate you coming on. Taking time out of your day to come on here. The hunter story is something that's been sort of on my heart to have men and on here that hunt and are in the outdoors and just share their story, share their testimony
Yeah.
and their faith in Christ. And so, before we get rolling into a couple of questions, just take a couple of minutes, tell everybody who you are, what you do, what you about, and we'll go off into some questions here.
Uh-huh. My name is Cody Dowdy. I started Scales and Times about 2 years ago. Um, I guide a little bit of everything. I honestly I don't know what I do anymore. Um, uh, yeah, it's been wild. The Lord has been good. I started doing whole content thing last year.
Mm,
Never expected that it would take off, but I prayed about it, and it's His path, His way. I've had to learn that and patience, definitely. Um, I went through some stuff last year, really rough time in my life, and asked God back in my life, and just prayed about it, and it worked itself out. Um, but I have kids. I have two kids, a little boy and a little girl.
mm.
They hunt too. They're like begging me to start their own page. I'm like, maybe. So I did come up with them their own logo just for them because they're like, we want our own. I'm like, okay. Um, I live in North Georgia. Well, I call it North Georgia, but I live close to Athens. Kind of hunt all over the place. Mainly public land. I got a few private spots, but it's kind of hard to compete with everybody around. But
Yeah.
I grew up in church. Um, Kind of got away from it, but now, thankfully, I'm back in the Word and faith and everything, and it has definitely been
Mhm.
a blessing to get me where I'm at now. So,
Yeah. That's the most important thing is being inside his word. There's a lot of people that go to church and never have a relationship with the Lord. They just check a
no.
box off, and obviously church is very important. He modeled that for us and created that body for us to go there to hold each other
Mhm.
accountable, to grow, to help each other, bear each other's burdens and stuff. But the most important thing is reading his word daily and letting the Holy Spirit teach you, you know. And so that's
Oh,
good.
absolutely. I
That's
couldn't agree
good.
more.
Yeah, that's good that you're back, back in his word. I know I can feel it days where if I go a couple of days and man, I've just been soaking in my flesh and don't read his word or anything, you can just feel a difference. I
Mm-hmm.
know I can. I'll just start
Oh, I
getting
can
my,
definitely.
the old man in me will really start clawing back up. And so I'm thankful for his word. But yeah, man. Well,
Yeah.
like I said, I appreciate you coming on.
Oh, absolutely.
I know it's we've been friends on Facebook for a little bit. Got to meet past weekend at the GON thing. I
Oh,
seen
that was a little different than a different pace than what I was used to. So, I was out of my element for sure.
yeah, no,
Uh,
hey, you blended right on in with your stand there. So did y'all do pretty good. I know he was saying it was a little slow there.
it it had its moments. When it
Yeah.
hit about 3 o'clock, it tapered off.
Mm,
Sunday, it he said it was just slow Sunday.
mm,
I didn't go back up Sunday, but I talked to him. He's like it was kind of slow, but I met met a lot of people, got our name out there.
Yeah.
Um, I'll have to get you some stuff to you. Did I give you anything?
Nah, but I mean, you don't have to. I mean, if you're willing,
No, no,
hey,
no, no,
we'll
no.
always, yeah.
I'll get you. I'll get up there and hunt with you, and I'll bring you some stuff, or I'll get you a dress and pop you some stuff in the mail. So
Okay. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. But yeah, it was good to meet you. I know I was there
yeah,
Saturday and I was with the um, nose down scent crew and at their booth, and it was fun. It was one of my first
yeah.
events to ever work, and got to meet a lot of people, and shockingly some people actually come up and knew me from the ToknowHim outdoors, and that was pretty awesome.
That's
Just
nice.
um, giving the Lord the praise in that. Some guys talked to me about their story a little bit. So, but talking about stories and the hunter story, I want to start rolling in with you. And,
Okay.
there's three questions I want to ask everybody. Um, First one is, out of all of your hunting stories, hunting memories, what would be, your greatest one or your favorite one? The second one will be the um, like a moment out in the woods, or I know you fish. Um, if you ever seen a time where the Lord, you just felt was present, rather guided, like a sunrise or a sunset, some conviction. And then lastly, we'll roll into your testimony when you called on the life or the Lord to be your savior. And so, man, the mic is yours. My goal is to let you guys talk in this and me shut up and listen. So, but the first story out of all your hunting memories, what's your favorite one you got, brother?
I'm not gonna try to be biased, but last year my little girl, she took her first buck. It was on Christmas Eve, so it was special.
Yeah.
But it was funny because that morning, me and my son he went and had some does come in, and he was like, "Shoot 'em." I'm like, "No, I've killed several." And I'm like, "You?" And he's like, "No, I don't want to." And we get back home, my little girl, she's mad. She's like, "You didn't take me." I'm like, "Elle, it was 30 degrees."
Mhm.
But we went back. We weren't there long, and I prayed about it. I'm like, if it's your will, I would love for her to get one. It would be a special day, and went there probably 30 minutes, and she did. So
Mhm.
it was definitely a special moment to share that, and we're gonna. They're both gonna hunt with me this year. They always. Well, he started with me several years back, but now she's getting to go. I take both of them, especially in the evenings. But that was that was a highlight for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope this year, my oldest, Brinley, she's 10. I tried to get her to shoot an 8 point 2 years ago. And she wouldn't. She sort of got, I don't know if she got buck fever or whatever, but she wouldn't do it. So I took the gun and shot it. And, that was the first time me and her ever killed a deer together. But I was trying to get it to where she shot it. And last year, she wanted to go with me. And she still wasn't quite ready. So I got her a crossbow this year. I think she's been a little scared of the bang of a gun. And so got her a
mm,
crossbow shooting that, just sort of getting her. Man, I got this stupid fly running around here.
I need
Um,
to I need to get Riley and Ella one. I kind of ruined him at the firing range with the shotgun. I want to shoot the
hmm.
little gun. I want to shoot the
Yeah.
little gun.
See, when we
But
were growing up, that's just what happened. You grabbed a 12 gauge, three
he
and a half
did.
inch shell, and you pulled the trigger, and you just held
Yeah,
on.
he
Kids,
did.
and I know a lot of kids that could, hammer out that. My little girls, though, they're petite, and they're not about it right now. So I told her, I said, "Well, shoot this crossbow because we got an AR-22 that she'll
Hmm.
shoot. Loves
Oh,
it,
nice.
you know." And so I said, "Hey, this crossbow's about the same. You'll pull the trigger, put the stock to you. It's just a little click, and that's about it. A little thump." And she likes it, so I think she's gonna. I got a couple of deer picked out for her to hopefully sling one through. So we'll see.
That one in the back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can see it,
Oh yeah.
but he showed up yesterday, and then two more. And Riley was like, "Is that the one you gonna let me shoot? The big one?" I'm like, "No, you can shoot that one or the 5 pointer." I'm like, "I'm getting that one," but I'll have to get you to send me which crossbow you got, so
Yeah.
I can get them one, maybe kind of ease them into it like that. So
Yeah, the one we got, it's got an AR stock, so it's a retractable stock, so it can go out long for like longer arms, and I can fold it in for the kids,
oh,
with a shorter, sort of draw action. But
okay,
I'm excited for it, and
yeah,
so I know that's a blessing.
it
The
is.
story of your daughter, shooting, killing her first deer, or well, her first buck. Um, that's sort of what it all comes down to, is just passing it on generation to generation. And so that's awesome that you're doing that with your kids. And I love seeing the pictures and the videos you post of, man. It's just it's cute, man, that you're out there, and you can tell that they love that time with dad.
They do. I got asked. I don't know if you saw the one. I got asked a question that was a mama question. I was like, I'm not answering.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not
The old,
answering that.
the old tree stand talk can get serious even with your kids, huh?
This was a car talk. It was, she asked me. She said, "Well, I know where baby deer come from. Well, how did they get out?" I said, "That was it." I'm like, "That's a mama question. I'm not answering that one."
Yeah. Oh, birds and the bees with the deer. Well,
Shoot.
shoot, yeah. So,
She's,
in your hunting career or fishing career, what is there's all through when you're sitting in God's creation, man, he paints pictures for us all the time. Is there, when we ask a question like that, have you ever felt like, the Lord obviously is always present, but has there ever
hmm
been a time where you just seen something and you just chalk it up to, man, the Lord orchestrated that to happen, you know?
there's been a few, especially fishing, waking up, on the lake, watching that sunrise, or especially being up in the mountains. It's quiet. It's just
Hmm.
you and him, nature, and this, that sun rising on that river, and that first cast, just knowing, man, especially up there where you're at, toward the mountains.
Hmm.
Uh, it's just special. Like, man, he created all this. This is a blessing.
Yep.
And I pray every morning. I pray when I go on trips, protect us. But yeah, I've had several, either been on the lake watching the sunrise or on the river. Several in the woods too. Like, you just know that sunrise, that burst of sunrise. Like, man, he created all this, and it's just special.
Yep.
Um, it's amazing. I've found God, and I've talked to God in the woods several times. Just going through stuff or not, just thanking Him for providing and everything He does. So
Yep.
it, it's special for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think there's some of my most, you know, I pray every day, but some of my most intimate prayers or are when I'm in the stand, you know,
Hmm
it's, and it's probably a lot of it is because at that time, typically there's nothing on your mind, you know, you
Mm-mm.
just sort of let it all go. And that's when a lot of thoughts or, things may come up, to give them, to pray to them or even give them praises, that's one thing I know I've tried to be better on, is not always just praying prayer requests, but also giving him praises, for things that he has done in my life,
hmm
even the small things like going to the woods or on a boat, having the ability and the health to do that, rather the vehicle, the needs or whatever. Um, it's just always good to give him some praise as well.
It is for sure.
But, well, the most important question in the hunter story. And man, this is one of the most exciting times, is when I get to have these guys on here and talk about their testimony and their faith in the Lord, sort of, and just share what's on your heart. You don't, if you don't want to go into crazy detail, I tell the guys, you don't have to share, anything that you don't want to. Um, but your story may bless someone else, and it may be the story that causes someone to finally get that seed planted deep enough to where they want to give their life to the Lord. And so I do appreciate you being courageous to come on here, being bold in the Lord to share your testimony. And so I think that there'll be fruit that bounds your account out of it. And I think the Lord's going to bless you for doing it. And so if you want to, just share what's on your heart, man.
kind of get choked up already because it still hits different. So,
Yeah.
um, like I said, I grew up in church. No matter what it was, we bounced around a lot from church to church.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'd always kind of, put him in the corner, um, and only prayed when I needed him. Um, especially as I got older, got away from reading the book, um, and I had some life changes, work stuff, whatever, and I just kind of let the devil just kind of took over my life. Um, I did some, you know, it was my marriage, and I said some things I shouldn't have said, and just acted the way I shouldn't be acting, and it it got bad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and one night, just laying there, on the couch, and I broke down, asking the Lord back in my life. Started praying, reading the Bible, you name it. I was doing it because I had to fix what I had done.
Yeah.
Um, and the light at the end of the tunnel was I was sitting here. It was on a Sunday. It's Jonathan Porter. He does a lot of stuff for Realtree. I don't know if you're familiar with him or not.
Mm-mm.
Um, but he works for Realtree, does a lot of stuff for them. But he's a pastor at Greensboro Baptist Church
Okay.
and or Greenville Baptist Church in Atlanta. And I didn't know he was a pastor. And he live streamed his service, and it was about patience and God's path and His will. And I'm like, well, why don't I know about this, or did I forget about this? Uh, he was talking about a miracle that he prayed about for 30 years, and he still hadn't got it.
Mm-hmm.
And I broke down then, and I'm, Lord, I don't have, I don't have the patience. I don't have the time to wait 30 years. I got to try to fix this now. But just reading the Bible every day, taking my career and making it faith based of, talking to you and Kyle Scott and a lot of other faith based outdoor companies and stuff, and just, especially I love the ones that put a quote on the back of the shirt or a hat, or, that's their, what they go off of. But
Mm-hmm.
um, I started doing this whole content thing, and I had no faith in it at all, but it's taken off, and I know I got the glory to give to God because I couldn't do it without Him.
Yeah.
Keeping, it gets crazy sometimes of everything we do. Uh, but God's at the top. He's first, and then family, obviously, and then this is last. But
Yeah.
um, I've done things, and I've heard people say, "Hey, you've done good. How did you make it this far in a year's time?" And I go, I give all that glory to God. It's nothing I've done.
Yeah.
I've just prayed about it daily.
Mm-hmm.
Is this what you want? And He's put me in spots in front of people that I never thought I would meet, or I've got connections. And like I said, everything I try to do with my outdoor stuff is faith based.
Yeah.
Um, again, I'm getting choked up. I just, it's unreal sometimes. Like gonna wake up and be like, it was all a dream. But I know, um, and I pray when it's good, and I pray when it's bad, and they say pray more when it's good, and don't put him back in the corner. And I'm not. He's
Yeah.
he's by my side every day.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's
We like to put the Lord on our lifeline. We only want to
hmm
call when we need him. And
hmm
man, that's we see in his word where it talks about, praying in every situation, good, bad, all those in between. And we can sit here and say we do that. I know I fail at I don't pray enough, um, but he does. That's how he talks to us through his word, and we talk to God through prayer. That's a
hmm
line of communication. And so, how's he to know what we need if we don't ever say it to him? And then how does he ever feel appreciated if we don't ever give him thanks?
Absolutely.
And so that's awesome. So that guy, that pastor, would you say Jonathan? What,
Jonathan Porter. Yeah.
Jonathan Porter? I'll
Hmm.
look into him. Um,
I'll
so
send you. I'll send you his stuff.
yeah,
Um, I'm friends with him on Facebook. So.
okay. And so I know you talked about how you grew up in church, and being in a Bible Belt. A lot of people grow up in church, um, and they say that, and Papa was a pastor or whatever. Um, was it early on in your, like your church time as a kid, or was it more towards when that guy was, you said you listened to a sermon and you was convicted? Um, I guess what was the time frame of when you knew you was a sinner? Romans 3:23 says, "For all are short of the fall short of the glory of God." And that Romans 6:23 talks about the wages of sin is death, and then obviously continue on Romans 10 talks about for um, those that believe and confess Jesus as Lord. When was that time, I guess, you realized that you was a sinner? I know people do it from early age or later on in life, and so I'm always curious.
It was later on. Um, it was just last year. It was May, about around May of last year.
Yeah,
Um, when all this, well, it started earlier on, but I think probably no, yeah, it was probably around end of April, beginning of May. Um, when all this went on, and I'd already started praying, reading the Bible and everything, just trying to fix my life.
yeah,
Um, and it just popped up, which I was already friends with him. Didn't know he was a pastor at all. Me and him had ever talked about was hunting.
yeah.
Um, and like I said, he live streamed it, and boy, it hit hard.
Cool.
It was meant to be for it to show up.
Yeah,
And it came at the right time, and it was amazing. I could feel it, immediately. Like and I watched the whole thing.
mm,
Um, And I even reached out to him. I said, it was like you knew that I needed that. And I know he wasn't talking, and he could have been talking to me, and he was like, well, thank you. And it's just worked out.
yeah,
I still watch his sermons and others. They actually, the church that we go to, they're building a new one. So,
nice.
uh, yeah, it's 5 minutes. So it's nice.
Hey, you can't beat a church that's
No.
that's right down the road from you. I know
Hmm.
when we moved down here from Tennessee, we got we did the old church shopping thing. I moved down here because of a job 2019 for COVID, and we ended up where we're at now. And then 3 years ago, we moved up towards Adair. Well, I guess going on 3 years ago, we moved up towards Adairsville, and so that was gonna put us about 25 minutes away from church. And I think we might have wrestled for, I don't even think we ever wrestled. Like we were like, hey, we love our church. And so, but driving 25 minutes to church one way and then back, it stinks. But when you got a good church, you got a
Is it?
doctrinally sound church that the Bible is their authority, and you got pastors that you could submit yourself under to. It's a blessing. So if you
It
got a
is.
good
It
church,
definitely
man,
is.
hang on to it. Shoot, yeah. What
Well,
else? You got anything else on your story there, brother? I know I try to keep them. Man, like I said, I appreciate y'all's time. Definitely this
absolutely.
this late in the
Yeah.
evening. So I know you got kids and don't want to hold you up too much. And
It's uh it's been a blessing, like I said, to meet everybody.
yeah,
You know, I think he put all of us together because I would love. Well, I've got a lot to juggle right now. A buddy of mine was like, "Hey, you want to start a podcast?" And I'm like, "I've got too many irons in the fire."
yeah,
I'm stepping away from a job that I've been at for 8 years, and it's took a lot of prayer to, okay, God, is it
yeah.
the right move? You got a family, you got stability, and you're
Hmm.
taking that plunge to do this whole filming thing and work for Zone and be out on your own. So, but I had a buddy of mine the other day, Chase. He's in with Jay Maxwell, and he goes, "This, no, he's got you. You got to take the plunge and just know that the Lord's got you."
Yeah,
He said, "Don't put any second thought. Just know." So that's been a driving force in it too. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
When
those
you
are they're some good guys too.
Absolutely. Yeah. When you align yourself, or you're at least praying for the Lord to align you in his will, and you're striving to do what he wants you to do, if he's directing you to leave a job for 8 years, man, that's exactly where he wants you, you know. And that was, I didn't leave for reasons that you did, but I was a shop manager before I went to Kenworth, and I was there for 7 years. Um, Great company, the company I was with for. And when Kenworth asked me to do outside sales, sort of the same thing with you is, well, when you've been somewhere, you're almost comfortable, complacent. It's easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know it. You've been there 8 years, and it's hard to take that sort of leap of faith, after you pray for it, like,
It is.
because you don't know what's on the, they always say grass ain't greener on the other side. Sometimes it might be, but a lot of prayer. And if you said you've been praying, seeking the Lord's guidance in it, man, if he's gave you confirmation to do that, I look forward to it. I think it's going to be a blessing. um I know you work hard at everything you do, definitely your content stuff, and so I think it'll work out good.
Yeah, I'm up late because I had to manage here and everything else, and
Yeah.
the kids. So my my son last night he came across the house and he's like, "What are you doing up?" I'm like, "I'm working on this. I'm trying to make it.
Hmm.
Y'all go to bed and I'm up doing this,
Yeah.
and then back at it." So it's been fun.
Yeah.
It's been a blessing because um, I don't know. I don't know if I'm crazy or what to bite take on everything I've done, but
Yeah. It'll be juggling a bunch of stuff, huh?
uh-huh. It's definitely a juggle act for sure.
Mm. So you excited about this season?
I am.
I know you got
Um,
your new some new trail cam pictures there. You got any you doing any hunting for Tennessee for the velvet hunt, or you just typically hunt in Georgia?
I looked at it, but I don't know. I'm gonna try.
Yeah. I
When's
know
it
it
start?
shoot, it's August 22nd through 24th. It's coming up a
Okay.
couple of weeks. I'm
Yeah.
fired up about it.
I gotta relook at the license because I may
A
have
lot
to just.
Licenses are expensive in Tennessee. Definitely
Yeah.
non-resident.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought about going down to Low Country in South Carolina because theirs isn't as much.
Mm,
Just finding some public land because theirs starts. Oh wow, I think theirs starts either next week or the following week.
mm,
Um, if not, I've got Texas on the books for later this year,
yeah,
and then hunting South Carolina. Um, I got a buddy of mine that's in Florida, so I'm gonna go down there and hunt hogs
that'd
in
be awesome.
October. So yeah,
Yeah.
so
Shoot,
I,
yeah,
I
man.
I'm getting to hunt. Well, before I never knew really about hunting other states. I always just hunted in Georgia. But now doing this, I've had some pretty good opportunities come up to
Yeah.
try other spots. I missed out on going to Kentucky for their velvet, um, but I think I am gonna go up for their regular season
Mm,
and then try to get in next year on theirs. So
well, praise the Lord. That'll be man, maybe me and you can get together, do some public land hunting here in Georgia. I know I got a
yeah.
couple of spots. I'm not going to name drop them, but me and you, not on here at least. Me and you can talk about it.
Yeah.
But there's some. I've been e-scouting them, and I really want to get some boots on the ground. And so, being by myself here, I don't want to walk off as far because my wife would have no clue how to rescue me if something happened. So I need a guy to go with, um,
Okay.
just in case.
Let me
So
know. Let me know. Where are you at? Adairsville?
I
How
mean,
far are you from where we were at? How far are you from Cartersville? That is
about
Cartersville, isn't
20
it?
minutes. Yeah.
20 minutes.
Our church is in Cartersville.
I I'll get with you in a little bit because I found something up your way that's about 20 minutes from where we were at. I'll
Okay.
I'll get
Yeah.
with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shoot.
We
Yeah.
we'll have to go do some we might have to go do some door knocking at these places, but I
I'll send you to
uh
the door. I'll sit in the
yeah,
car. No.
my buddy Will, he when we went there, he goes, "Huh. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, get on Onyx and drop a pin up here. So I'll get with you if you're not far from there.
Yeah, no, I hunt. I hunt in Emerson. Well, dang, I don't hunt in WMA. I got private land. I hunt in pretty much from Emerson all the way up to there, well, to Tennessee. So that
Okay.
whole strip of 75, I hunt somewhere in there.
Hmm. Okay.
But shoot, yeah, man. Well, before we go, I know we're running out of time, and like I said, I don't want to hold you up from your family, and my kids are sort of free range, elephants down there right now.
Yeah, be
Um,
quiet.
but what's your? I don't think I've ever asked guys this, and I hate to put it on you, but what's your favorite Bible verse?
Got a few. Um,
I know it can be hard.
yeah, yeah. Um, I like a lot of stuff in Corinthians.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
um, I can't
I
really
didn't
think
know
of
if there was
anything
some.
else.
I didn't know if there was somewhere you was reading right now that was just really good on on your life or anything. So, like I said, it
I
wasn't a
had I
question. I
had
told you.
one I had one and it kind of stuck with me. Be quick to speak and what is it? I know it. I'm like lost. Um, quick to speak. Not quick to speak. Ah,
Quick,
shoot.
like quick to listen, close, slow to anger, or something. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
that's it. I love that one. I love that one.
I may have butchered that one up completely.
Yeah, it's slow to anger, slow to speak, quick to listen.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's good.
love that one.
I
That
know.
one, going through all that last year really was because it was an anger thing and speaking and like so that one always stuck with me. So
Mm, a good deal. Well, shoot, yeah, brother. Well, I appreciate you, man.
absolutely, I
Once
appreciate
again,
you.
coming on here and sharing about your testimony and your hunting stories and stuff like that. And so
We'll
we'll
get,
continue, we'll get together, keep reaching out to me, and we'll plan. Let's go tear down some public land together.
okay,
And, we got there's a big hunt we're doing do up in Tennessee. So if you do get your license and you want to go out of state for a little bit,
okay,
me and the to know 'em boys, we're going to try to go up. It's almost to the Kentucky line, but there's
okay.
a hunt for help event that these guys are doing.
Oh no,
I know Eric with Southeastern Bow Hunter. I think he's a
I got
part.
his podcast Wednesday.
Yeah, I think he's part of the whole like putting it on or whatever. I know there's another guy. I think his name's Dylan. I can't remember, but we're gonna go up there. So we're gonna hunt public land, um, but we can hunt anywhere. So we may hunt in
Okay,
Chattanooga, slot some does, and bring them up there. But we're gonna be donating the meat to some families in
nice,
needs up there.
nice.
And so, if you do decide to get your Tennessee license, you're more than welcome to get a seat with us and ride on up.
Okay,
So,
yeah. Let's send me the details later, and I'll like I said after September 2nd, I'll be free. So
okay. Well, shoot, yeah. Well, dude, man, I think people are going to listen to this and I don't think more. Me and you were just sitting here talking, which that's the way I like it.
yeah,
But if you don't have anything else, man, that's it for me, brother.
thank
And
you.
I'll
I
get you back
appreciate it.
on here and we'll talk some more hunting here soon. Um,
Okay,
and
have a blessed night. I appreciate your time, and we'll get it done.
all right, boss. See you, buddy.
See ya. Bye. Thank
See
you.
ya.